Imagine that you dedicate your entire life to some craft. You sacrifice everything in order to rise to the top of your field, and when you reach the top of that mountain, you find yourself serving the ungrateful masses while a bunch of people get rich off your work. So why does Chef Slowik hold an entire dining room full of guests hostage? Well, the menu is all about consumers versus creators. The menu almost seems like a cry for help from frustrated creators across multiple disciplines. Chefs, painters, people who make crappy YouTube videos. The various diners represent different types of consumers. The menu first puts parasocial relationships under a microscope. A parasocial relationship is the bond that mega fans form with their favorite content creators, athletes, celebrities, or in the menu's case, chef. Parasocial relationships have a tremendous power imbalance, as the creator rarely knows the fan. The menu uses Tyler to personify this type of consumer. Tyler enjoys the menu more than anyone else. Despite threats of violence, non-food courses, creepy monologues, Tyler was obsessed with the chef and cooking, picking out flavor profiles and honing in on special techniques. But Tyler had no cooking experience whatsoever. The menu paints two main issues with Tyler. First is in regards to his parasocial relationship with Chef Slowik.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't even know about your existence.
Like when viewers donate money so they hear their name on stream, Tyler desperately wants Chef's attention.
I kind of want him to
Like you?
Tyler admired Chef Slowik so much that his entire emotional well-being hinged on how Chef treated him. Tyler overanalyzed every interaction he had with Chef. Despite hardly interacting with Chef in person, Tyler was convinced that he was mad at him.
You don't think Chef's mad at me, right?
Tyler even hung himself after Chef whispered some unknown comment in his ear. Parasocial relationships are becoming more and more common. From YouTubers to Twitch streamers to OnlyFans models, these creators fill some sort of social void in the individual's life. Just listen to how Tyler reacts when Margot criticizes the menu.
Not send shit back to this kitchen, you child.
You would have thought that Margot called him out on being the loser that he is. Instead, it sounds like Brent Rivera's army of fans when he gets made fun of. The menu is a warning not to put so much stock into someone who doesn't even know you exist. Except for media philosophy, where you should comment, like, and subscribe. Another problem with Tyler and other fanatics is while they may be knowledgeable about their interests, they rarely have the technical skills. In the menu, Chef Slowik gives Tyler the opportunity to cook, a task he utterly fumbles, because no amount of admiration or desire is a substitute for skill and experience. Chef goes on a tirade about how Tyler is the reason mystery has been drained from art. Now, there's nothing wrong with enjoying a movie or a song, but it's when people start obsessing and overanalyzing every frame or deconstruct every lyric that they cease to enjoy the work for what it is and instead dissect it like a dead frog from 7th grade science class. Tyler may be able to describe the meal using fancy words, but the way he enjoys the menu is so perverse. The next type of consumer in the menu we'll dub the unaware glutton. The unaware glutton is someone who just mindlessly consumes without putting any thought into what it is. The menu uses the couple Robert and Ann Lyebrants to show the follies of unaware gluttony. Robert and Ann have dined at Hawthorne's multiple times and couldn't name a single dish that they ate. Yet Hawthorne announces each dish before it's served. The Lyebrants couldn't even say what fish they've had.
Cod.
Cod? It wasn't cod, you donkey.
In 2023, it is so easy to be unaware of what we consume. I'm definitely guilty of this when it comes to media.
There's some days where I'll have Netflix on while I'm playing my Switch and talking to people on Discord. Because my focus is so split, I'm missing plot points and not responding to my friends and getting called homosexual slurs by 12-year-olds in Apex. To truly enjoy something on a deeper level, we have to give it our full attention. In the menu, Chef and his crew put their heart and souls into these dishes.
Everyone knows love is the most important ingredient.
When people eat the food without being mindful, they might as well have gone to Taco Bell. Netflix and other streaming platforms have noticed this rise in unaware gluttony and started developing what's known as second screen entertainment. Basically, people no longer solely watch TV or movies anymore. They just want something on in the background. But that'll be a topic for a future video. Next on the menu, is that the first time I've made that joke, are the critics. The menu has Lillian Bloom, the established food critic, and Ted, her editor. Lillian Bloom made her name not by what she created, but how she judged what others have made. Her reviews contributed to the closure of countless restaurants. Restaurants that were made by people who just wanted to share their gifts with the world and who probably poured their life savings into that venture. All ruined thanks to someone's opinion. Thanks to social media, the number of self-proclaimed critics have exploded. I can't help but think of the South Park episode where everyone is a Yelper thinking that they have the ultimate say over what's good and bad. And it seems contemporary critics are extra egregious since platforms like YouTube and Twitter seemingly reward negative views. You make a video praising pixel art? Crickets. But a video criticizing the trees in the newest Pokemon game? Straight to the front page of Reddit.
It really feels like critics love to nitpick.
Like when Lillian makes a comment about the crack in the emulsion.
This emulsion does look slightly split.
She basically takes credit for launching his career, but denies contributing to others' failures. I have complained about my fair share of bad movies, but regardless how bad the writing or acting is, I respect the time and love creators put into their work. Creating something, anything, is difficult.
Putting down someone else's work without ever creating something is madness.
It's like that couch potato who dogs on some athlete when they can't even throw a football. What's the opposite of a hypocrite? Probably the most complex consumer group in the menu are the business bros. What makes the relationship between Chef Slowik and the finance bros so dynamic goes back to that balance of power.
It's a relationship, but is it a symbiotic or parasitic one?
A large-scale project like Hawthorne needs major funding. I mean, Hawthorne's a restaurant that seats like 12 people where the staff forages and fish for fresh meats and ingredients on the middle of an island that requires a 30-minute boat ride one way to get to or from Hawthorne. Yeah, good luck pitching that at your local bank.
I don't know that that would be a good investment on our end.
I mean, I want to open a sports bar.
But deep pockets can buy a certain level of quality. Sure, I can make YouTube videos on my free time and you can cook for friends and family, but filming some big skit or opening a restaurant takes serious cash.
Does it really matter how talented you are if you never get the time or financial freedom to work towards a magnum opus? But again, different video.
Chef Slowik has a much more sinister view of those financiers. Investors only care about one thing: money. They don't see artistic integrity or vision, they only see a return of investment. This plays out so often in the movie-making business where box office numbers are the determining factor whether a film is successful or not. It's the reason why superhero sequels and reboots seem like all the rage. They're safe bets compared to the smaller, more original films. I covered some more recent box office bombs in a previous video. In the menu, Chef Slowik drowns his main financial backer, Doug Varick. Chef's rationale was that Doug owned everything related to Hawthorne, and that Hawthorne was his life, so Doug essentially owned Chef. But is it so simple? Doug Varick took a risk and granted all of Chef's wild requests. He kept Hawthorne alive during COVID. That's why Doug wears angel wings when he dies. He was Hawthorne's savior. But no amount of saving changes the master-subordinate dynamic. Doug Varick and associates would regularly push the boundaries of Hawthorne's rules, like name-dropping in order to get bread during the breadless course, or ask for substitutions when he knows for a fact
that there are no substitutions at Hawthorne!
Really, Doug Varick just acted out of self-interest like any other money man. Then last but not least is the washed-up, unnamed actor who starred in the movie Calling Dr. Sunshine that wasted Chef Slowik's only day off in months. The actor himself may be the most innocent victim in the menu, but his character represents something deeper. Chef Slowik invites the has-been actor to Hawthorne because he's what becomes of an artist when they lose all purpose.
You see it all the time.
Artists that rise to the top of their game only to plateau, then instead of gracefully exiting grateful for their contribution to society like Rick Moranis, they cling on to their status like a terrified child hugging their mother on the first day of school. I mean, has there been a bigger sellout than Snoop Dogg? Just go get stoned and relax. Don't chill your crappy red wine with Martha Stewart. It seems like Chef Slowik only sees two fates for artists. One, watch their talents slowly diminish as they work tirelessly to serve undeserving people, or two, completely sell out to the lowest common denominator in order to chase the almighty dollar. I guess there is a third option of encasing a captive audience in a burnt marshmallow coffin, but yeah. Artist evolving is a common phenomenon on YouTube and Twitch.
Probably the most clear example of this is that Nikado Avocado, or whatever his name is. He should really be given that Voldemort treatment, you know, the channel that shall not be named.
He started as a health YouTuber who went completely off the rails with an unhealthy lifestyle for views. A real-life example of the menu's warning. The menu gives audiences a glimpse into the genius and madness that high-level creativity requires. So give the artists the respect they deserve, or you yourself might find yourself on the menu.